Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here to do the reading for the fire signs. Keep in mind that the energy that I pick up on is for the collective fire signs, and then from that, just working out which deck to use. At the end I will do an individual reading for each one, which will be really focused on your particular energy. Remember, if the reading doesn't fit, then it wasn't your reading. I feel like, it's just useless saying these things anymore because I feel like most people know them, and whoever doesn't needs to find out. I feel like we're over-supporting people. All right, you're all adults. You can work it out for yourselves. Okay, let's see what's happening. We're going to use the Dragon Tarot for this reading. I have the Knight of Wands jumping out of the deck here. All right. No, Spirit. That was a funny one. If I get two splits, I don't know which one to take. So I go back and shuffle them again until Spirit splits me just one. And again, very strange splits here. I don't know what's going on here. All right, so we have the card of the World coming out here. The World signifies the end of a cycle. It is the last card in the Tarot Major Arcanas. It is the last card here that shows that you have now completed a journey. You've learned all the lessons that were there for you in this journey, and you've reached completion. It can talk about world travel. It can talk about living at a distance from someone. It can talk about a lot of things when it's in conjunction with other things. But as a standalone, it's the completion of something. So the Tower is right behind this. So the Tower is a card that talks about breaking down something, rebuilding something from the ground up, because the first time it was built, it wasn't on a steady foundation. What this means is you have built something on a very sort of unsafe foundation. Now, my experience with the Tarot, that this always means that somehow or another you have some sort of belief system or some way of thinking about something that is no longer serving you. It's really funny because, most of you may have already had an experience like this, where you've believed things have been a certain way and you've been utterly convinced that's the way it is, and then somebody shows you one day that what you've been seeing was not actually correct. I'm just thinking of Henry VIII deciding that he wanted to have a new church because he wanted to have divorce, because divorce hadn't been a thing in the church before. And because he was in a position of power, he wanted to marry someone, and in order to do that, he had to invent a new religion. He had to put down the old religion in a sense of making them unbelievable, and then bringing in a new religion so that he could invent divorce. So for those who are around may have always thought, wow, I can't get divorced. It's not possible to get divorced, but he made it possible. And that is sort of like a little bit of the Tower. It may be that you've always thought somebody was a particular way and then you find out they're not. It may be that you have felt that something you've done for a very long time was the right way of doing it. If you're a TikTok watcher, every day I watch that and go, wow, I never saw that. Even pouring my milk, I've learnt to do differently, because everything that I have been stuck in my life has been what I've learned and adopted as my own. Something here is closing out for you. Now I have the Ten of Swords coming through here, which is very much the card of some sort of ending. Now sometimes this is seen as the card of betrayal. I always think for me it's like almost like self-betrayal, because you've been sticking knives in your back for so long, and maybe you've been punishing yourself for something you've been doing, things that you've been saying, ideas that you've had that haven't worked out. Whatever it is for you here, you are starting to understand here that you have been punishing yourself for something because you've believed in it for so long, and now you're realizing you have to bring this to a close. I wonder what it is. All right, so I have the King of Wands. Okay. I'm not really sure where this is going. The King of Wands is a card that represents the fire sign. So I feel this is your energy. And maybe this means you've believed something about yourself for a very long time. And now you're discovering that perhaps it isn't true. So for example, and I always use this because I think it's a really good indication of what we tell our children. So, you know, if a child walks in at 5 years old and says, I want to be an astronaut when I grow up, and, you know, sometimes we do it because we're saving people's feelings. So we might say to them, you know, actually it's going to be really hard to be an astronaut and you may not have what it takes. So perhaps think about being something else. And we destroy in that single moment, in that single minute, we destroy that child's dream of being an astronaut. My daughter told one of my grandsons just recently, who's a twin, that Santa wasn't real, and he cried for a day. And she said, at 7, I really thought it was the right thing for me to tell him rather than let somebody else tell him. And she was so upset. She cried when she rang me because she thought she'd done the wrong thing. See how that happens? So easy to do. But I feel like here, something you've been telling yourself for a long time about yourself is not true. So maybe you've been telling yourself you can't achieve being an astronaut because somebody told you when you were a child. And now you're realizing you have every opportunity to do whatever you want and be whatever you want. If that child asks you, instead of saying you'll never be an astronaut, what we should be saying to the child is, darling, you can be whatever you want to be. You can go after whatever you want. But what we do is we have this idea of realism, of being real. But very often our real verges on the negative. And what happens is, and I get it all the time, I'm just being realistic. No, you're not. You're being negative. Because if you focused on the positive, you would probably find you would do much better in the world. And I feel like you're stepping into your power here, fire sign. You are taking time out from the world here. You are making some sort of choice on how to balance things out. You are putting down something here. And you are releasing self-sabotage, and that's the justice coming through. Okay, so if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe you can get what you want, if you do not believe that it is possible to make magic happen, if you do not believe that it is possible for you to have what you want, then you are going to sabotage things around you. This happens a lot in relationships. Because if you feel that you might meet someone and your relationship's going really, really well, and then you start having feelings and you start freaking out because I've got feelings, maybe that person doesn't feel the same way. So rather than working through those feelings, you look at the other person, you think, they're going to hurt me. They're going to hurt me. No doubt about it. I'm not good enough for them. I'm going to run. So you run. And you are not believing that you have the capacity to make something right, real, or whatever. It is a lot to do with your childhood. It is a lot to do with that person telling you you'll never become an astronaut. It's about abandonment issues. So I feel like here there is something about yourself that you are understanding, completing, finishing, letting go of, and starting anew here. Really nice energy. All right, so we have the 7 of Cups. Rightio. So you've broken through the illusion here. So you do understand that that world that somebody's put in front of you, that world that you grew up in, all of those things you were told logically may not be true. They may not be true because you're breaking through some sort of illusion. You're starting to understand your personal power here. The 7 of Cups is about illusions, and we build them around ourselves all the time. We tell ourselves we'll never have that job because we don't have the experience, or we'll never have, and we self-sabotage. What happens is we tell the universe we'll never get that job because we're not good enough, and then the universe provides you with what you've asked for. All right, this is about learning to believe in yourself again because you have the 10 of Cups here. You have the King of Swords. And you have the Four of Pentacles. Yet you're letting go. You are cutting free from some sort of belief that you can't have what you want here. Very, very clear energy. So the Four of Pentacles is about releasing. It's about not hanging on so tightly to these ideas or ways of thinking. Let them go. King of Swords tells me that you're releasing. You're cutting things free. That's what you do. You cut from things that no longer serve you when you stand in the King energy. This is about standing in your personal power. Sometimes it means, you need to be a little bit more logical in your mindset, but I feel like here it's telling you here, you can have this Ten of Cups if you cut through this illusion. All right, more swords, Six of Swords. Wow, more swords with the Two of Swords. And then we have the Two of Cups. Okay, so I feel like for some of you here, either there's a belief around a relationship, or generally that you can't be loved, or that nobody's going to love you, or that you're never going to find love, or love has escaped you. And I feel like you're on the fence about somebody or some sort of situation here that this time you want to do differently. This time you don't want to do it the old way. This time you want to do it in a very new way. You have seen something here that is absolutely beautiful and you want it really badly. Now I could be talking to the person you're dealing with here, fire sign, but I actually think I'm speaking to you. There is very much this energy that I want to do it differently this time. I want my Ten of Cups. The potential here to have what you want, the potential to cut away the old ideas of not receiving or self-sabotaging, walking away from things rather than just riding the storm and enjoying the moment. Because the Six of Swords tells me you are moving into a different environment. You're moving into a different way of thinking. You're releasing the past emotions that have held you in this idea or this illusion that you can't have what you want. You are going after your Ten of Cups, and I feel here with the Two of Cups, it's a relationship. I feel like it might be some sort of relationship with somebody, but you're cutting yourself out of this stalemate energy. So you've been sitting on the fence about something for a while. Maybe you haven't spoken up or told someone how you feel because you're sitting on the fence here. All right, Six of Pentacles coming through with the Three of Wands. Wow, and another sword, Eight of Swords. A lot of swords energy here. You're very much in your mind this week. And I might say going backwards and forwards here. Going backwards and forwards, trying to understand here possibly how you sabotaged things in the past, and how you definitely look to me like you want to do things differently this time. It definitely looks to me like you're making some sort of decision to come at this from a different angle. You're releasing some sort of pain here in order to do this. I feel with this Eight of Swords that you may be releasing a lack mentality. Again, thinking you don't deserve something or life has passed you by in some way, shape or form. I feel like you've got somebody here. Let me just really get into this here. Okay, so we have the World card, a completion of something. The Tower, I feel like it's a completion of some sort of way of thinking here because you have the Ten of Swords, so completion of a cycle. I feel here you're taking on the energy of the King of Wands, so you're starting to understand here. And because of this, you're taking some sort of time out. There's another Two of Coins. You have 3 twos in this reading. You're letting go of some resentment, some anger, some belief that you have been sabotaging things. This is part of your journey with the Justice card here. So it's sort of saying to me here that somehow or another you have a belief system that is no longer serving you. And it's been cramping your style. But what you've been doing is you've been sabotaging things. So when something has come along that you feel that you really want, or you desire, or you want for yourself, and that may be just generally love for some of you, you sabotage because you don't think you deserve it, because of your lack mentality, because of your abandonment issues as a child. But something here you want to do right this time around. I feel like there's an offer of love on the table, and this time you want to take it in a way that's that's good for you. All right, let's do some. Whoop. Okay, so we've got the Six of Cups. So it could be for some of you a relationship from your past. Because, let's just move these forward so you can see. So I feel like the universe is giving you here an opportunity to make something right from your past. Maybe you walked away from something because you didn't feel good enough. Maybe somebody walked away from you because they didn't feel good enough. The Six of Cups tells me it's something from your past that's revisiting. All right, Leo. Look, that one wants to come out. All right. Sagittarius. All right. Nine of Swords coming through as well. Once 4. Wow. I'm just going to take that bunch. All right, let's have a look at what's going on. Leo, you have the Queen of Wands, the Page of Coins, and the Page of Wands. Wow. Okay, that is really clear. So I feel like somehow or another there is somebody here you see as your counterpart. This could be somebody who's very closely connected with you, maybe a soulmate or a twin flame energy here. And I feel that there's always been this energy in the past that you've wanted to make an offer to this person because you feel they're such a good match to you. And maybe you've offered before, because I feel like this energy here may mean that you've actually offered previously. But maybe this time around you're going to do it in a very different way, because this is the Pentacle, this is the Wand. So there's an energy here of maybe the first time around there was some passion expressed. This time around you're going to tell somebody here that you want something long term. Let me just pull one more card. Oh, well, there you go, King of Cups. Could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio here. But I feel like you're taking on the energy of the King of Cups to make somebody an offer here, because the first time around you didn't really show them how you felt. But this time you're doing it, you're going in everything. I sometimes want to say, the wrong thing, but I will keep it clean. It's like you want to go in with everything this time. You are really in love with this person. All right, Sagittarius. Knight of Cups, so are you. Ten of Cups, King of Swords, Eight of Coins. You want to tell somebody that you are ready to work on something here. You are ready to offer them some sort of love offer here, and you are ready to work on something. You are ready to put everything into this. The same as the Leo. It's like you want to give it everything. You're going in with some sort of love offer. But I feel like you've released something here. So you have let go of something because you've got the Ten of Cups. So you're choosing to trust in yourself here, which you haven't done well before. So remember, you are the King of Wands. All right, Aries. Okay. Your problem is here that you have made offers previously. You've made choices in the past that have led to heartbreak. So there's a real energy here that you are fearful of getting your heart broken again. Three of Swords energy coming through. I feel like you want to offer someone something very, very potent. Maybe a long-term relationship, could be marriage here for some of you. But because you've had a broken heart, you're holding back. Now, I have this energy of the Four of Cups and the Eight of Cups here with the Two of Wands. And I'm feeling this time you're going to take a different way. You're going to find a different way of doing something. So you're leaving something from your past behind here. The disappointment of the past, the energy of offers here. This person may have made an offer to you and you may have not taken it. But I feel like this time around you're ready to walk this new direction with this person. Very, very nice energy. Thanks, fire signs.